Hello, my loves. Right, I have my mother-in-law in today, and the dog knocking at the door. I've taken off the old design. It's an acrylic overlay that she has. I've taken off the old design, filed it, well, not taken it all off, filed it down. There's still bits of design here and there, bits of glitter, bits of colour, you know. And, but it's filed down, so now we're going to go in and prep. So the first thing I'm doing is pushing back the cuticles. This is Navy Pro Tools Doris cuticle tool. So I'm using the smaller end on the pinky finger because it's a smaller area, and then I'll switch sides to the bigger end. Push back those cuticles, doesn't take 2 minutes, nice and easy. Now I often wear 2 or 3 different pairs of gloves during nail service, so I'll generally do 1 pair for prep, then 1 pair for application, and then obviously we file, and then if I'm adding anything on top I'll change my gloves again because the dust gets everywhere, little bits of dust everywhere. Then I'm going to go in with Ethel and just run over if there's any non-living tissue that's still sort of stuck to the nail plate, any dust that's in the folds there, or just anything really. And gets any bits and bobs out that shouldn't be there. See, if you've got a client that comes in like every 2 weeks, like my mother-in-law does, there's really not a lot of high maintenance stuff. The only thing is, I think we can probably go to 3 weeks because there's not a lot of growth. So it's an awful lot of work if there's not a lot of growth to take off an acrylic design. We are going to soak off next time because these have been on for a long time. And we're going to start doing a hard gel overlay and some gel designs and stuff and see how she gets on with it. They might not work as well for her, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So I'm just exfoliating the area now with the cuticle bit from Nail Dot Supplies. I go around in one direction on half the nail and then I switch the direction. There was a little bit of acrylic there because they have not grown out much at all this time. They probably could have gone another 2 weeks, really. It depends, everyone's different, and sometimes you might have a more excelled growth rate for whatever reason and then it might slow down again. Now I believe that I used the extra adhesive monomer last time and we definitely didn't get a lot of lifting. There was the odd tiny bit here and there where the nails have been hit or caught, but in general nothing really. Just giving them a good scrub with prep spray on a hard bristle brush. It's getting right in there, you want to get the dust out and give them a good cleanse. And then I'll go in with my primer. I only need to put a tiny little bit of primer on the area that's got regrowth or where you've filed away product. You don't need to put the primer on top of the product that's already there because you've got a thin clear base and little bits of design there. And so any like patches of discoloration, there's going to be nude acrylic, glitter acrylic, blue acrylic, bit of red acrylic, there's all sorts. Milo, you coming back in now? So I'm just applying a thin clear base again, as I always do. I'm using my Glitter Planet UK Aqua Brush, still going strong. I place a tiny weeny bead down and then tuck it in very gently and then just feather it down the nail. Same thing again, just place the bead on, clean off my brush, tuck it in, then feather it down. See, there's all bits of glitter and God knows what on there. That's why it's nice to have a good soak off after a few infills. Normally, if people have extensions, and especially if they have nice pinched kind of shape, then I wouldn't go longer than 3 infills because they get a bit wide. But these definitely need a soak off now because there's just a little bit too much sort of bulk sitting on the nail, and I don't want to spend hours filing it down super fine. So I'm going to do a reverse smile line on here. I've applied a bead. Now, it was a bit too warm in my salon, and this bead cured a bit too fast for me. I was like, whoopsie! But actually it turned out fine. I was panicking there. I was like, oh my goodness, this is so ugly. What am I going to do? And then I placed the second bead on. I was like, oh, it's fine. But yeah, temperature changes, my loves. Keep an eye on them because I completely forgot to keep an eye on the temperature in there, and it was just a bit too warm, and that bead set up super fast. There was no budging it. It was like, oh, okay, that's gone then. Thank goodness the second bead was fine and there was no shadowing. I must also say now, if you notice throughout the video that it looks like I'm working at an awkward angle, it's because I am. My mother-in-law has rheumatoid arthritis and has had a really nasty wrist injury, so she can't have her hand properly flat and her fingers kind of curve out. So I often, both my mum and my mother-in-law have quite twisted fingers and hands and stuff, so I work at a funny angle. I have to. It's a little bit more taxing on the back, on the body, because we're having to turn ourselves at an awkward angle to see the nail properly. But, you know, not everyone's going to come in to you with perfect nail beds or perfect shaped fingers or the perfect lifestyle or, you know, perfect health, and you just have to work around it. So second bead's gone in, I've tucked it in and I've blended it into the first bead and it's fine. I've built that wall up, so I've got something to file into, and I'm just going over and smoothing it around, checking it's all the way I like it. Checking I've got that small gap there. Happy days. Do you know what I love about having everything laid out now and not in boxes is I can see just how many different glitters I've got. I've got tons. I've got so many to choose from. Right, now I'm using a new coloured acrylic that I was sent. Oh dear. Sorry, I've got the yawns. Nail Visions UK, Tracy, she mixes acrylics on Facebook. I'll put a link in the description box. And she just said, look, you know, you don't have to do anything. If you don't like them, don't worry, I'm not fussed. But please just, if you like them, share it. So I will. This one's called Reblued Infusion. It's got a reddy purpley base. I'm doing a marble with it, so you'll see it better on a different nail. I'll explain it more in a sec, actually. So I'm doing a marble here with Diamond Nail Supply's Nude Ambition, Brilliance, and then I'm using this Reblued Infusion, which, you know, I hate a marbling acrylic, right? When people say it doesn't marble, and it does. This is meant to do something really weird and cool. So, yeah, I'll show you in a second. And bless her heart, she made sure to let me know, when it does this, this is what it's meant to do. Please don't freak out. This reminds me of like a berry dessert, maybe like a raspberry sundae or something, like with the layers of ice cream and berries. I called it Very Berry, this set. It needed a little sunning, a little extra, so I went in my glitter drawer quickly and I found some of glitters that I haven't used for ages, that they'd been in storage because everything's been packed away. So I found this and I'm in love with it. It's Glitter Planet Holo Bliss. It's like a rose gold holo fine glitter, and it just went really well with this set. It just blended really nicely with it because the Reblued Infusion coloured acrylic has like a clear holographic acrylic going through it, glitter, sorry, going through it, but this just added a little dimension to the marble. So I was really happy with that. Again, can you see how the finger's twisted to the side? So I'm working sideways. I'm trying to turn the finger around, but obviously I'm not going to cause my client any pain, so I have to turn myself round. So it's a bit awkward to film, and I am filming at a new angle. It will be better, I promise. Please bear with me. But we've still got so much to do in there. So I'm just putting little lines of glitter through. I think when you do that with the marble, it can look really, really lovely. Obviously there's previous nude acrylic on there, and then I've gone in and laid the clear base down. That's fine. So this is Reblued Infusion. You place it down, it looks like it's marbling. It's meant to do that. It's got this hue that sits on top with little pieces of clear holographic glitter, and it's like a bluish hue pigment that sits on top. So it mixes in when you spread the bead down, it all blends together, as you can see, but it still sits above the colour. I can't explain it, but it looks really, really nice, and it's not like a colour that's marbling and you're not getting the colour payoff. You're getting the colour that you want. That's what it's meant to be. It's really, really weird to explain, but yeah, she said to me, please don't be freaked out by that. It's not marbling. It's actually like an extra pigment within the pigment that causes this kind of hue on top. So it's like a multi-dimensional colour. You've got that reddy purpley base, then you've got this kind of blue hue that comes through, and you've got this holographic-y clear glitter that goes through. It's really pretty. And then I'm just adding a couple of swooshies of the Holo Bliss. Just to kind of, again, give it another dimension. And because I seem to not be able to do a set of nails without glitter. I think I've got a disease. Right, this nail is going to be full nail of Reblued Infusion with no glitter, just a full nail of Reblued Infusion. See how it sort of sits there, and then as you swipe it down it stays on top. I can't explain it, but it's really pretty. So I was just tucking it in around the cuticle there, just making sure I hadn't gone too close, because that would be bad. So I'm going to go in with some more colour, slap it on. I'm just painting this on. This is not a strength colour. These are all design kind of colours. They're not designed to build strength with. I'm just placing them on, and then I'll cap. And somebody did ask me about that, using different brands, different colours. So I'll say it, I think I've said it in previous videos, but I'll just say again, as long as your base layer and your capping layer is of the same system. So if you're all using, for example, CJP monomer, CJP liquid, so liquid and powder prep, that's fine. What you put in the middle doesn't matter. Same if you're using Glam and Glitz, Glitter Bells, Diamond Nail Supplies, Valentino, whatever you use. You just as long as your base and your top layer is the same system, you are fine. So I couldn't resist it. Full nail of glitter. Holo Bliss, love it. So I've picked up a nice wet bead of clear, and then I've dipped into this beautiful glitter, and I'm just going to tease it up to the cuticle line. Tease it up, gently, gently. But again, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to get a little air conditioning unit, I think, in the salon for when I get busy. When I'm like proper in there. because I think it's going to get very, very warm in the summer. It's in a south-facing garden, but the sun doesn't really hit the windows until probably about 4 or 5 o'clock, but I've got some blackout blinds, so that's nice. That'll keep it a bit cooler. I still need to buy more furniture and finish sort of dressing it as well. There's still more to come. Just wanted to show you where we are so far. So when you're working with your glitter and your clear acrylic, you can work really flat, the same as you do with the colour. You won't add bulk, just trust the process. And use the belly of your brush to kind of like pat it like I'm doing now. Nice and neat, no bulk. And then what I'll do is, once they've all got their design applied, I will oh my goodness, I will cap all of the other nails apart from the smile line. I'll cap them in clear before I file in that smile line, because I don't want dust getting on that marble nail or in the glitter or anything like that. So I'll cap them first. I'm placing on the bead, I'm going to tuck it in nice and gently and then feather it down. This bead was way too big. It's like, holy moly, what are you doing, Sarah? Chatting, that's what I was doing. It's always harder when you work on friends and family because you chat, don't you, so much. Get so distracted. I'll have to have like a don't speak to me policy. Can you imagine? Hello, come in, don't speak. Don't use your phone, just stare at the wall. I always wet the nail quickly before I apply my clear cap. I just brush over with a little bit of monomer, just in case there's any dust or dryness and yuckiness. Again, I used too much product. I was picking up whoppers than what I was doing. Right on it that day. Bosh, have 10 ton of acrylic on your finger. Needless to say, I had extra filing. I felt, do you know what? I really loved this set when it was finished. I really loved it, but the whole way through doing it, I thought, I'm having a bad day today. Do you ever get that when you tell yourself the whole time, I am having a really bad day? I don't know what I am doing nails for. It was one of those days. I hate my work. I'm rubbish. Blah, blah, blah. It must be hormones or something. I probably need a tub of Ben & Jerry's and I'll be fine. But yeah, I was really giving myself a hard time. Those intrusive thoughts, as they call them. And then when I looked at the pictures at the end, I thought, oh, I really like those. Isn't it strange? Why do we do this to ourselves? I'm sure lots of people do it. Very strange behaviour. So again, dampen that nail down. Now, I have, obviously, a drawer full of these coloured acrylics that Tracy very kindly sent me. I didn't ask for them or anything. She got my address from my friend, which with my permission, that's fine. But I wasn't expecting that at all. So I feel I should share, because that's a kind thing to do, to help people. It's not bad to help other people in business, especially small businesses. And I think I feel quite strongly about that, because we all start as small businesses, and if we all give each other a leg up, then who knows what's possible. So if it's alright with you guys, let me know. I'd love to share swatches. I've got some new colours from Diamond Nail Supplies that I ordered. I'm sure I have, that I haven't shown you yet. And I've also got some more Madam Glam gel polishes. So if you'd like to see what I've got, then I can arrange that and film that, just so you can kind of have a good nosy before you buy anything and see if you like it or not. Isn't it funny how I used a small bead on the thumb, but a big bead on the finger? I was just so preoccupied. Oh, what am I like? Just human, that's what I am. It was nice to see the lovely lady that came to do a one-to-one with me. Her name's Tracy as well. And I saw her Instagram, and she'd got her things all lined up to do herself a beautiful coloured set of acrylics with glitters and material and all the things that we worked on. And I was so happy to see that. That made my day. Just a random thing to share with you guys, but I was very happy. Righty ho, I'm going to file in this smile line, which I did build quite high actually, so I did take some of the bulk off later on. Now, about this time, my mother-in-law's hand went so tense. So tense. Do you ever get that? When you literally like, wiggle your finger! Like that. I was like, relax. I'm not going to hurt you, honey. She said it's a strange sensation. Someone filing the smile line said it feels really weird. I was like, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm using my Nailmate steel file like that. I always say Glitter Planet, but it is part of Nailmate Glitter Planet, all owned by Lorna, Ninja Nail Fairy. So if you follow her, you can't go wrong really, you'll find them. And we're going to do a glitter tip actually using Holo Bliss. I did see on Lorna's Instagram story, well, yeah, Glitter Planet UK, they're stocking the Flexi hand now. And I do love my Flexi, you know that. Felicia, she's my ride or die. She my bestie, she my bestie. That's right. So same old, I'm not building right up to the wall. I don't need to go right like up to the top of it. Don't need to. I've got a nice layer of glitter there. I'm making sure I don't make a bigger mess with it, because I'll need to cap that, and I do need to debulk it because it's a bit fat. So there's no point in me taking the glitter right up high, because I'll just remove it all, and then I'll have to file before I can cap, and then that will cause loads of dust, and then that'll be a nightmare. So I'd rather not do that. I'd rather keep it neat and just cap it straight away. So I'll use the very, very tip, and that's why I do like the oval brushes. I'll use the very tip of that to just swoosh down along that line and make sure that we're close, but not over the top. And just keep it nice and neat. Hello, Milo. You come for a cuddle, my love. Oh, you squeaky baby. Sorry, I just talked puppy. Even though he's not a puppy, he's an old man. Same on the other side, but you can't see because the finger's twisted. So I'm actually like bent over, you know, just crippling my back a little bit. So I did end up cutting some of this off because I was like, it's pointless. No one can see what I'm doing. Are you off out, Milo? Oh dear. Go on then. After this, I've capped in that finger. And I've worked wet. I've used a larger bead because I want it to kind of have that flow and weight to it. I'd rather remove product with my brush, but I want a nice clear tip for that glitter to shine through. I don't want bubbles in it, so I've gone wet and big. And then I'll just start removing it, pulling it down the nail. That's fine, it's easier for me, it's the way I like to do it. And after that, I think I put a tiny bead at the cuticle because I felt like there was a bit of a slope, but I ended up filing a lot of it back anyway because it was just too big. That's why I looked and I thought we really need to soak off now because we need to go back to real bare naked nail and start again because we're just having a little bit bulk. They're getting a bit bulky now. So you can often tell when you really need to soak off. So after this I filed. I didn't film filing. And I forgot to film top coat. Please don't hate me. We were talking. I'm really sorry. But I did get a little final shot. So don't hate me too much. I'm just getting into a new rhythm, that's all. But yeah, as you can see, that was just too bulky. So I got rid of a lot of that. And here we are. Didn't they come out beautifully? Can you see that hue now in that colour that I was talking about? And there's the hollow thumb. Beautiful. Right. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video, my lovelies. Tally bye.